All right, Adam from Splendid Sports here. Happy to be joined by Lou from Lou Rock TV. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing excellent, man. I've been looking forward to it all day, and I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, and before we get into anything, I wanted to give a shout out to James Elite Hunters because I can thank him for connecting us and led to this, which I'm very happy to do. We're going to do another 3-3. Lou is going to show his not his top three cards or his most expensive cards per se. They can be, but generally speaking, it's three of his favorite cards in his collection. He's going to tell us why. And then he's going to go through three of the cards on his want list and tell us why. And then I'll pull up Card Ladder and show some images as we talk about them. But this is actually the first time that Lou and I have ever talked, so it's kind of cool. Before we get into any of the cards or anything, I wanted to just ask you a couple questions. Again, being the first time we ever talked, I did catch a live stream last night with you and John Mangini, Vintage, Rick
Vintage album.
all cards, and Don Field of Dreams. I watched the whole thing, and I actually picked up a few things in that. Like you and me are the same age. We're both 41.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like we collect a lot of the same things as far as era. But can you, for those that don't already subscribe to your YouTube channel, can you tell us, give us an overview of what you collect and anything else you want to say?
Of course. Yeah. So I've been collecting since I was in second grade. I remember my mom taking me to Kmart, buying Kmart baseball cards, which is one of my favorite things. If I could find anything with Kmart on it, I'm a sucker for it. But my number one PC is Roberto Clemente. Love anything with Clemente, for obvious reasons. The native son of Puerto Rico. In my household, he was the Willie Mays. They talked about Clemente all the time. So Clemente is a big part of my collecting life, and just someone to aspire to as well. Big Yankee fan. Collect anything Yankees. Of course, like today's PCs is Aaron Judge. Love Aaron Judge, Gleyber Torres, and my daughter. She's a part of my hobby and collects with me, and she loves Aaron Judge. So that makes me love Aaron Judge even more. I love Hall of Fame rookie cards, anything Hall of Fame, and Gold Cups. Love the Gold Cups. And again, I think the Gold Cups go back to my Kmart days, because one of the first cards I got was a Kirby Puckett, and it had a Gold Cup on it. So simple things like that just makes so many rabbit holes in this collecting life that we have that is just fun.
That's one of the things I love about your channel too, is that you incorporate your daughter into it. And as someone who's got a 2 and a 3-year-old daughter, I'm looking forward to maybe down the road being able to bring them on YouTube if they want to be on there.
Yeah, you gotta embrace it, brother, because I got 2 high schoolers, and they couldn't care less. I try to get my son into collecting cards, and he was into football for a little bit. He was a big Seahawks, with the bright green. Loved Russell Wilson, and I was all for it. I bought him blaster boxes for his birthday. I got him rookie cards of Russell Wilson, prism boxes, and I just got tired of seeing him on the ground. I was like, son, what are you doing? I got him top loaders and pages. And after a while, I was like, look, are you really into this? He's like, he was more into the Pokemon and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll trade you. I bought him a game for Xbox, and I took all the cards. And when Russell Wilson was on his MVP run and everything like that, his rookie cards were shooting up. And then he wanted them back. I'm like, that's not how it works, son. That's not how it works. They're going to stay in the collection.
Yeah, you can't. It seems like it's not something that can be forced. It's kind of, if it's there, then you can, like you said, embrace it and bring it out more and add to the experience. But yeah, it's not something that, if they're not into it, they're not going to be into it no matter what you do.
No, that's why I come to YouTube, because I got like-minded individuals.
Yep, absolutely. That's the whole point of this for me, is connecting with guys like you who collect what I do, or even if it's not what I collect. Sometimes that's even nicer, because it exposes you to things that I didn't even know about. or it gets expensive when I watch too many different channels, though, because I get
Yes.
into too many different things and I go down rabbit holes. But it's nice to see. So
Yeah, I mean, I collected everything when I was younger, just because everything was mass produced. But like the majority of my card collection is baseball cards. But I do have football, I do have basketball. But the stuff I gravitate to are, is '90s basketball. I love '90s basketball. To me, that's like the golden era of basketball. You had a little bit of everything there. And football is, all the guys I grew up watching. We're the same age, so Dan Marino, Elway, LaDainian Tomlinson, Edgerrin James was my guy. I loved Edgerrin James. So, I got a little bit of everything.
see, I like that you're, because I collect 3 different sports, not just baseball, but basketball and football too. I've been a huge fan of all 3 sports throughout my life. Probably at one point, all 3 were like the favorite, and I was into the most during different periods. So I think there's a lot of different maybe lives or videos that you and I could do together, hopefully after this one, where we can talk maybe some football, some basketball, because in the vintage community, man, baseball of course is king, but yeah, nice.
I got a whole bunch of Jordans on my table right now. I got Jordan, I got Clemente.
Oh, I love it. I got plans for us. All right. I'm taking note of that. But all right, before we get into the cards, you mentioned Aaron Judge. I want to put you on the spot. What do you predict he's going to finish at for home runs?
Man. So, I mean, he's been phenomenal. You talk about a guy who's carrying a team, like literally. I mean, the guy probably has his chiropractor with him all the time, because after the All-Star break, I know he's hitting 320 plus, but the rest of the team is hitting 240. Stanton seems to be content collecting checks. I think he hurt himself swinging. He's on the sideline. I think the middle of our order yesterday was Judge was hitting second, Gleyber was hitting third. I think we had I can't remember. It doesn't matter because there's nobody in the lineup. And then the Twins figured it out after Judge hits 4 home runs in a row. 4 straight games, 4 home runs. They walked him 3 times. Like, why would you pitch to this man? The guy's in the zone, and he, for being 6'7", I kind of remember big sluggers like Richie Sexton. They had holes in their swing.
Yeah.
Judge doesn't have a hole in his swing. The guy's disciplined. They always call the low strike on him, but the guy's huge. I mean, he's 6'7". I hope it's going to be close. I know he's on pace. There's like 25 games left. He's on pace to break it, but I think he squeaks over. I think he gets 63, 64, because as my boy Mangini said, he still got to play the Pirates. So I think, so he could probably get 4 or 5 in that series.
That's why
I think he'll be close. I think I don't think he'll get anywhere near like 70 or 67 or anything like that, but I think he'll get 63, 64.
I'm going to go 65 because I agree. He's going to face some games where he can maybe hit multiple in one game because he's playing the Pirates or a team that's not in the race that may just decide, hey, let's just pitch to him. But yeah, it's going to be tough. He's probably going to get a lot of the Barry Bonds treatment for the rest of the season because none of the other guys are hitting.
Yeah, because like the Rays, they play the Rays. They're in the same division. Why would you even pitch to them? Just take your 4 pitches and take your base. I mean, don't even bother bringing your bat to the batter's box. Just take first base, Judge.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because my dad one of the things he always told me a million different baseball stories, but he would always be like, "Hey, how many times in the year that Roger Maris hit 61 home runs, how many times was he intentionally walked?" And I think it's 0, right? Yeah. And he'd be like 0. And I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, because guess who was batting behind him?
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle. But with Judge, he doesn't have that luxury. So it's even more incredible what he's doing.
No, the thing is, like, I mean, as a manager, back in the day, you put your best hitter 3 or 4, right? Now, though, you want them to get as many at bats as they can. So that's why you see these guys in the leadoff. You see them hitting in the second hole. Hoping to see, they get more fastballs, because the pitcher's trying to establish strikes, But, yeah, I mean, why? I don't care where he's hitting. If I was the opposing pitcher, you walk him.
Right.
Let someone else beat you. Let Gleyber Torres beat you.
Yeah, pitch to Gleyber, because that's a smart way to go if I'm a pitcher. All right, Lou, let's if you're ready, let's go into three of your favorite cards.
All right, brother. So there was like we talked about before, off air. Now, a lot of ways I could have gone. Should I show my favorite Hall of Fame rookie cards? Should I show my favorite Gold Cups? Should I show my favorite Clementes? But I figured since this is like a new audience, people who don't know me, I figured I'd show three of my most sentimental cards. So my first one is this 1973 Roberto Clemente. It's actually his last card in the Topps run. He actually died in 72, New Year's Eve of 72. I just love this card because this was the first card I got. This was my first vintage card. And if you think about it, I got it in 93 because I was in sixth grade. This card was only 20 years old. And I thought this was the oldest card in the world when I got it in sixth grade. I'm like, oh my God, it's 73. My mother got it for me for Christmas. I still hear her talking about how she spent $35 on a baseball card. She's like, I cannot believe it. $35 on a baseball card. It's too much money. To this day, I'm 41 years old now. And this is the one that started the madness. You know, my dive into vintage, my dive into Clemente, super collecting. I just love this card. I love the 73 set for other reasons as well. But this Clemente is my favorite Clemente. I mean, I got the rookie, and you know, I got one from his personal collection, but that Clemente means more to me than anything, because that's the first card I remember for Christmas where I was like teary-eyed. So that's my first.
Such a cool image. I've always loved that image too. It's incredible.
Yeah, man. It's just I don't know. It's great. It's great.
Awesome.
Should we go to the second one?
Absolutely.
All right, second one. So I've been with my wife 22 years, married 18. We were college sweethearts. And I knew she was a keeper because she didn't think it was crazy for me to buy baseball cards or anything like that. But she did think it was crazy when I was looking. I think it was a special occasion. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was my birthday, if it was Valentine's Day. But I was looking at this Bird Magic rookie card.
Ooh.
Yeah, PSA 7. And eBay was new to me. When I discovered eBay, I was like, I could buy baseball cards online and they send them to me. And she had an eBay account, and she let me, to this day, I still use the same eBay account. And she's like, baby, you really want that? I'm like, yeah, that's Bird and Magic. And she's like, okay. And she's like, how much is it? It was a buy it now for like $120. $120 for this card.
Wow.
And she's like, you want me to spend $120? I'm like, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you, if you don't get it for me, I'm going to get it. And she's like, if that's what you really want for a gift, like I said, I can't remember if it was Valentine's Day or my birthday, but she bought it for me. And PSA 7 Bird Magic rookie with Julius Erving. And that's when I knew I was going to marry that woman. Back in college.
One of the top Mount Rushmore basketball cards of all time. For me, as a huge Larry Bird fan, I'm originally from New England. Yeah, that's my favorite basketball card. Unbelievable.
I love it, man. I love it. It will never leave my collection. I'll go to Bob, my daughter. I call her Bob. All right. And number 3. So this was a couple Easters ago. I want to say maybe 3 Easters ago. You know, I try to teach my kids the true meaning of Easter. It's not all about bunnies and chocolate and everything like that. So, but you know, after service, we went home. We do the Easter baskets, the egg hunts around the house. The kids love it. And my son, a couple of days prior, as we were setting up the baskets, I guess he snuck off and was telling his mother, my wife, why doesn't Daddy get an Easter basket? We never get him Easter baskets. So she's like, what do you want to do for him? He's like, can we buy him baseball cards? So in the Easter basket, he bought a blaster box of Topps opening day. It was all he could get. It was a $15 blaster box. Opening day, everyone knows, is low end. Well, I was just touched by my son thinking of me for Easter. I could care less. I'm like, opening the son. I'm like, you want to open these with me? He's like, no, Dad, it's your thing. It's your present. Da, 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 da. So I'm going through. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I get a redemption card and pull this monster. Ronald Acuna, auto, number 50.
Wow.
And it just means so much to me. Not only because he's a Hispanic ball player. I love, that's another piece of him. I love Hispanic, Vladdy Jr., Acuna, Soto. But this is a card my son gifted me. And that's how I consider it. My son gave me this card. And it means so much to me. And yeah, I mean, he's not a Yankee or anything like that. But like I said, he is a superstar. And when my son saw how happy I was when I got this card, it made him smile. He's like, Dad, who's that? Now he knows who Acuna is because I got that card. And that was my little hope. I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to collect baseball cards, but nah. He's just happy that he got me something cool.
Right. Was that relic? Was that like dirt on the card?
Oh, so that's the joke. Signed dirt. I got signed dirt, baby.
That is awesome.
It's from obviously their home stadium. So yeah, it's a little different. Cool. It was dope. Yeah, so you can't beat it, man. It's just memories. Like I said, these are the 3 most sentimental cards in my collection, and they were all gifts, and they were all given to me with love. That's how I consider it.
And I love the way you went with that, because I'm the same way. Where the cards that I value the most in my collection are the ones that are tied directly to family, and it's it could be a card that my uncle had, or it could be a card that my parents gave me when I was a kid. I'm the same way, where those are the cards that I could lose all the other ones, but those I can't lose those. Those mean the most. Yep.
Yeah, because I think like I talk to my hobby buddies, and I got friends in the area who we could talk sports all day. Like we were talking about before, the Bills game tonight is going to be epic. It's going to be good. I got my bourbon ready. But they come up to the card room and they're like, oh, this is cool. No, you collect cards. That's dope. But then what's the arbitrary question? What's your most expensive card?
Right.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, yeah, I got dope stuff, but that's not. Let's talk about the stories, like my boy Four Leaf talks about. Let's talk about the stories. How I got these cards.
Right.
Where did you find them? Why you gravitate to that set? Why do you like this player? That's the stuff I like talking about. Why do you collect? What are you collecting next? But that's why I do YouTube.
Me too. And I mentioned this before we started recording, when we first jumped on, that one of the first videos I noticed of yours was from this year's National, where you were doing an awesome job of making me, who wasn't there, feel like I was with you guys, where you were going around and just talking to everyone, and you did such a great job of it. Was that your first National, or had you been to others?
No, that was my first National. So
Okay.
I really wanted to absorb every moment, every experience, all the hangouts, try to meet as many people as I could. And it was great. It was humbling. Just to have people come up to you and be like, hey, I enjoy your channel. Keep on doing what you're doing. Me and Mangini were talking about it the other day. People will run out of money. We're like, hey, can we just watch you buy baseball cards, hang out with you? I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're nobody. We're just collectors too. I mean, and we chop it up with them. And I appreciate you enjoying the video, because like I was saying before, I could have taped the National and that would have been cool. But what I was trying to do, like I had homies like Snoop and Aaron Davis, other YouTubers who couldn't make it. And I was just trying to capture the experience. I wanted people to see the hangouts. I wanted people to see what this YouTube community is really about. And it's a brotherhood, sisterhood, a lot of friendships. And like James, he's a brother in cardboard, John Mangini, George, the Misfits crew, as we like to call ourselves.
Is the National an every year thing now for you?
Yes. However, I told a couple people, I haven't told, I guess this is breaking news, I won't be able to make next year's. And the reason I can't make next year's is because my middle child, like I said, I have 2 high schoolers. She is for us, her next birthday is 15. So in Spanish culture, that's the quinceañera, and that's like sweet 16, and that's a big ordeal. That's a big dent in the pocketbook. And her birthday is July 30th, which is the last week of July, which is usually when the Nationals going on, the last week of July. So conflict of interest.
Family above all else.
Oh, I mean, I'm a family guy, you know. It's like got family cardboard in that order, you know. It's like, what can you do? It is what it is. Or, you know, I wanted to be more Nationals. I still got my buddies. You know, I'm planning a Cooperstown trip, so hopefully I could do that next year. And if I got some of my YouTube buddies tagging along for that trip, awesome. But I think they understand. I mean, it was a great experience, but it ain't cheap. Even with the Airbnb, it's not cheap. So to do something like that every year will be tough. But especially when you still have kids in the house.
Right. Awesome. All right, Lou. Well, let me pull up Card Ladder here, and you sent me a list. Can you see Card Ladder?
Oh yeah, I see it, brother.
All right. So you sent me a list of 3 on your want list, and I just pulled up. I typed in the first one ahead of time. So this is the 1948 Bowman Warren Spahn. This was the first one that you had on your list.
Yes. So. Okay, so this list is always changing, right? But it pretty much got solidified after Dave Blue Jacket 66, another YouTuber. I mean, the guy just oozes knowledge. He made something very clear to me. And one of my main PCs are Rookie Hall of Fame rookie cards. And the 48 Bowman is, in my opinion, the true rookie card, because in his last live stream with Mike Monahan, he talked about the 49 Leaf set. You know, PSA dubs it 48-49, but if you look at it closer, it's truly a 49 set. So, you know, the Warren Spahn in both sets, if you're going to pick one of the two, you got to go with the 48 Bowman. You have to go with the 48 Bowman because that's the true rookie. And I just gravitate to Warren Spahn because have you ever heard of the greatest game ever pitched?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, the greatest game ever pitched. I should have studied. I think it's July 2nd, 1963. It was between Warren Spahn and the Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal. And I have the Juan Marichal rookie card. But in that game, Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal each pitched over 200 pitches. The game lasted 4 hours. And Marichal pitched 16 innings. Warren Spahn pitched 15 and a third. And the way it ended, Willie Mays just got tired of hanging out and crushed a walk-off home run in the bottom 16th. So that game, well, I mean, can you imagine 2 pitchers, over 200 pitches in one game, pitching 4 hours, 16 innings? It's insane. You will never see that. And it's considered the greatest game ever pitched. And it's between Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal. So I have one rookie card. I would love to have the 48 Bowman. And it's just a beautiful picture. It's just odd. It's not like an everyday pose. And it's of a great picture. Great player.
I pulled up this one that I had pulled up in Card Ladder. They do sales history. So they show ones that sold recently. And this one just sold in August 16th. On eBay for $330. I love the way it looks in an SGC holder, just because I don't know, something about the black and white card with the SGC holder. For me, I like the look of that.
Yeah, totally agree. That's why, I mean, SGC was already, if you're not new to the hobby, SGC was already world renowned for their pre-war and vintage. And I'm just glad they're starting to get more recognition in the hobby because I always enjoy them. Honestly, I'm a raw card guy, but I'm not opposed to buying cards slabbed. Yeah,
I mean, and it's a reasonable. I mean, all things considered, it's pretty reasonably priced card for the type of pitcher that he was. Some consider him the best left-handed pitcher of all time, and it being his rookie card, it's not as probably as expensive as it maybe should be. So,
Well,
you
yeah.
know,
If you look at these three cards that, well, we already know about the Spawn, but the other two cards, these are guys who are super underrated in the hobby,
right.
and they're just phenomenal players in the game of baseball. Like, you can't talk about baseball without these guys. And I think that's just the way vintage is. If your name isn't Clemente, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, maybe even Koufax, you could find great vintage, especially now, at decent prices.
And so your second one was in the same set,
Yep.
and this is another outstanding card. Let's pull up another SGC.
Let's do it.
This one sold in September 4th, a few days back, $900 in an SGC3.
Yeah.
The Stan Musial 1948 Bowman. Really, I saw that same interview that you mentioned with Mike and Dave, Blue Jacket 66. And I had always heard, because I'm a huge fan of I would say the 49 leaf set. As you
Beautiful
can
set.
have
Beautiful
the
set.
on of the Williams. I own the Musial 48 leaf. When I bought it, it was kind of like, it might be his rookie card. It's kind of a debate. But after hearing that interview,
Solidifies it, right?
it's so clear. It was almost like, yeah, what was I thinking? It's clear cut. The 48 Bowman is Stan Musial's rookie card.
Yes. Well, after that, it's funny because I have a Rizzuto 49 leaf. It's funny now because I'm saying 49 leaf, but it's true. It's like, how did I not see this before? They're clearly talking about the 48 season on the back of the card. Like, why am I? It's like I'm today years old finding out that 49 leaf was in 49. But again, legendary player, vastly underrated. I think it's going to be, I want to snatch it up soon. I'm asking Santa Claus for this card because I think in a year, it'll be probably untouchable for me. And that's just my opinion. But yeah, this is just a beautiful image, beautiful card. I enjoy the black and white. And 48 Bowman, like it or hate it, I think it's an iconic set, beginning of post-war, at least consideration for me. And I'm a post-war guy. These are the guys I read about when I learned about the history. So I love this card, really want it. And after hearing, like I said, Dave and Mike talking about it, it just solidified it for me. I'm like, that's his rookie. Is attainable. Let's try to get it now.
I agree. Yeah, it doesn't make me love my 49 leaf Musial any like. I still love it the same, but I can't say it's a rookie card. It isn't. It's so clear. Like you said, it's so clear cut now that yeah, it's the 49 leaf, and then this is the rookie card. And I agree. I think in the hobby, it feels like it doesn't take things spread pretty quickly too, as far as like just something like that where Dave comes out and lays it out so clearly that now collectors on YouTube are probably telling each other about it, and other people are seeing it. There's people that knew this before, but like me and you, I think there were a lot of people who never really looked at it too deep and never really thought about it too much other than just like, oh, it's kind of debated. But as word travels, and who knows, maybe PSA will even at some point, well, maybe not, but maybe they'll make an adjustment. I don't know. But if they ever did, that would obviously, this card would skyrocket even more if they ever did something official like that.
Yeah, because without that knowledge, you'd be like, okay, and the hobby is accepted for both. You get, whichever one speaks to you, as my boy James says, whichever one speaks to you, that's the card you get. And 49 leaf typically is the one because it's beautiful, great colors, great images. But to me, it's just clear cut. And I haven't been able to think about, I've been looking up 48 Bowmans since that, interview. So,
yeah. All right. Great pick there. And then our last one, I love that these are all Bowman cards because I'm a huge Bowman guy. Always loved the Bowmans. So you went with, for your third card, 1949 Bowman, Roy Campanella.
Yeah, 3-time VP.
3-time MVP. It wasn't it 3 in a row too? Or
yeah, well, the thing is, like, that was my number one card at the National. Everyone knew it. I wanted it. Beautiful card. Love the color. I had a lot of my buddies looking for it. I found a couple, but I'm sure as everyone heard, the National was just crazy. Don't get me wrong. There was deals to be had. There was deals out there. You just had to look. But Yeah, every Campanella I ran into, I thought was just too much, and it's not. For people who are in the realm of like a Mangini, a Dave Blue Jacket, a Rick Vintage Oddball, where they love the rare stuff, the rarity. When you see it, you have to get it, because if you don't get it, you might not see it for 2-3 years. But in a case like this, like for me, I'm a post-war guy. I love the main runs, Bowman tops. This Campanella is not a rare card. If I really wanted it, talk to the wife, I'm like, boop, I need this. I can go on eBay and pick one up. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta wait for the right card, the right moment, the right price, and that's it. So I walked away. I got a whole bunch of cool cards, but I was a little sad that I didn't get my Campanella at the National. But it's a beautiful card. It's just, what else can you say? He's a legendary player, vastly underrated. But yeah, those are my three dream cards right now. But they're all attainable. So
I collect the same sort. I don't do pre-war either. I joke that like I try to hide those from me because I don't want to get down the rabbit hole. So I just try to stick in my lane, which is the same sort of thing as you, where I collect the, you guys could say the 48 through, as far as vintage, 48 through 80 or so. I collect junk wax era stuff too, and newer stuff. So I'm all over the place, but I don't go really too far back. I don't go into the pre-war era.
Don't get me start talking on junk wax. Jose Canseco was my guy, the most honest guy in baseball.
I feel like there's a lot of these we could do, but we have very similar. And honestly, this card, not just this card, but this set, like something about the colors, like they just like his blue hat and the blue on his uniform there. It just pops out. It's such a cool looking image too.
Speaks of the era. Speaks of the era. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, great picks. Great picks. Let me
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you have great taste in cards, clearly. But what I like to do at the end of these, James Elite Hunters recommended you. So if you happen to have anyone else out in the YouTube community that you think would be interested and willing to do a 3-and-3 like this, I'd love to hear it.
I'll give you 3. Because I just think they need a little recognition. Their channels are great. First one will be Picker Jim S. I don't think people understand how great his collection really is. Super generous, been in the YouTube game for a little bit, knowledgeable, but like I said, I don't think people realize how sneaky good his collection is. Even though he's a Red Sox fan, I still show him some love. Picker Jim S.
There you go.
Someone I met at the National, Iconic Owl. His channel's name is Iconic Baseball. Iconic Baseball. I just think he needs more people at his channel. I don't think his channel is big enough. I like his format. He is a Pittsburgh Pirates guy, so he's a Clemente guy, but he picked up a beautiful Jackie Robinson auto at the National, from what I remember. And the last one is Dom at Stavin's Sports Cards. I want to make sure I say it right. Yes, Stavin Sports Cards. Young collector. He is a Boston guy too. Man, I'm showing a lot of love for Boston guys.
Yeah.
But he is a young collector. And I say it with quotations, I think in it for the right reasons. He just enjoys the history, loves vintage, loves collecting. And he was at the National, chopping it up with the old heads and just absorbing all the knowledge. And I like that. And he actually showed me a booth. Who was it? It was Clemente Clubhouse. I forgot where they're out of, but the Clemente Clubhouse had a booth there. And he's like, Lou, you haven't seen it? I'm like, no, I don't even know where it is. That's how big the National was. So he showed me, and I actually got a Clemente card that I've been wanting for forever. And I will always be thankful for that.
It's funny because Dom Staven Sports Cards, I had already messaged him a couple times about how we're going to do one of these. So he was already on my list. The other two, I know I think I've commented on their videos and they've maybe commented on some of mine, but I'm making a list of all these because my goal is I want to keep doing these as long as I can. And it seems like there's more and more people coming onto YouTube. There's already a awesome community, so I think I'll have no shortage. I could probably keep doing these for years, which would be great.
Yeah, no, I like the format, quick to the point, simple, but I mean, still leaves a lot of room for a good conversation.
Awesome. Well, Lou, man, thank you so much. Again, I already can see like us doing more videos together because we have so much in common with our collections. And look at that, another Jordan. He's
That's the Born Thriller, baby.
nice. All right, Lou, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time, and it was great to meet you. And I look forward to talking again with you.
Nah, the pleasure was mine, my man. I appreciate it. And like I said, anytime you got my number now, hit me up. I just love talking cards, talking sports. Like I said, tonight I'm just going to be watching football with a little bourbon. So
There you go. There you go. NFL starts, man. We're excited. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Lou.
peace.